This is your Christmas 49ers update. Merry Christmas to everyone watching. Hope you're eating well, enjoyed your presents, and hope that you've gotten the chance to hang out with some family. I did, and right now I'm back in an airport. This is in one of those private suites. En route from Nashville back to San Francisco for practice this week. The Ravens Houston Texans game is on now. I do have to say this relates to the 49ers. Everybody was talking about CJ Stroud last season. Well, the regression there has been real. Ravens killing the Texans as I speak. This is going to be a pre-recorded show, so you'll know the final score by the time that this runs, but it's 24-2 as I speak. And entering this game, CJ Stroud had dropped to number 25 in QBR this season. So use that as some perspective when you're evaluating Brock Purdy. This guy's remained in the top 10 in QBR. Somebody like CJ Stroud, his sophomore season in the National Football League, down to 25 and probably sliding even further after this game against the Ravens. Anyway, the 49ers actually did make a transaction on this holiday. Charlie Heck, the tight end, I reported on Christmas Eve. They were planning to sign him. They've officially signed Charlie Heck, who had been on the Arizona Cardinals practice squad. The tackle, 6'8" tackle, very tall guy, is going to be on the 49ers 53-man roster. To make room on the 53, Jalen Moore is moving to injured reserve. Moore had a quad injury in the game that the 49ers just played, the loss at Miami, so he's done for the season. And the 49ers, because Trent Williams is also done for the season, but for the time being remains on the 53, and because Spencer Burford has some calf issues, his status is still TBD because of all those issues at the tackle position and at the backup tackle position, because we know that Burford played emergency left tackle for the 49ers. They needed to add another body. And Charlie Heck, one of the tallest tackles in the league, who the 49ers have decided to add. He actually did see some time, speaking of the Houston Texans, was with the Texans for a couple seasons, 2020 to 2023, and he was a starter for most of the 2021 season, actually scored decently in pass protection. So Heck is going to be a player the 49ers can evaluate here over the final 2 weeks, maybe just in practice if Spencer Burford is available to go. But if Burford can't go, then you've got Colton McKivitz on the right side, well then it might turn into a big free-for-all on the left side for the 49ers. That's why you had to bring Charlie Heck into the rotation for San Francisco, because Banks is hurt, Trent Williams is hurt, obviously Burford dealing with something, and Austin Pleasance was the most recent tackle that the 49ers signed, and he might be the one that gets the first look at left tackle with Charlie Heck right behind him. So it is very, very thin in front of Brock Purdy to exit this 2024 season. Promised a look at Christmas. Here it is, starting with the meat, then continuing with the preparation of the stockings. There's Lombardi herself, and there is Mr. Alan Lombardi. My parents made it all the way out to Tennessee, and you speak about height, it's my brother-in-law. He's 6'10". He's taller than Charlie Heck. My dad brought sumo mandarins with him, the ones that he grows, all the way to Tennessee. They loved the juice. It was a good addition to the champagne, which is a tradition. Should be at any holiday, right? It's going to be a tradition on the flight here back home. Got that first class ticket, so looking forward to it. That's how you have to do it when you fly on Christmas night. There's the food spread here in Tennessee. Casserole, there's grits. Yes, that was very southern. And then, of course, Lombardi herself made the cinnamon buns, which were very good. Football, neither of the two games was good, but the fire was really, really nice. We enjoyed that. That's how today worked in Franklin, just outside of Nashville, as we celebrated Christmas. So, 49ers make one move. They're going to be back at practice tomorrow. That's why I'm flying here on Christmas night, so I don't have to fight those crowds. On the day after Christmas, probably going to be crowded in those airports. Thursday, Friday, Saturday practice schedule for the 49ers. They are 3.5-point underdogs to the Detroit Lions. It's really interesting, this game, though, because Detroit is beaten up on defense. Like, most of their starters are currently hurt. It is one of the most high-powered offenses in the league, though, and the 49ers defense, I think the line has been playing well this year, but outside of that, because Dre Greenlaw might be shut down for the season, the linebacker position probably is not going to get much better. We saw them peak in the first half against the Rams when Greenlaw was available. There's going to be a lot to expose on that 49ers defense if you're the Detroit Lions offense. we'll see what the forecast is going to call for. Right now, it does call for dry skies. It's going to be raining over the next few days in the Bay Area, but it should clear up by Monday night. If it is indeed dry, then I would expect another shootout between the 49ers and the Lions, just because the Lions have a great offense and just an absolutely beleaguered defense. I actually don't think the Lions are going to make the Super Bowl. I think they might get a little bit healthier, but no Aiden Hutchinson is the tough one, and he's not coming back this year. So I currently like Philadelphia to come out of the NFC. That could obviously still change moving forward. But Detroit is a high-powered offense. They were a high-powered offense when they came in for the NFC title game last year, and they scored 31 points against the 49ers. That was the effort issue game for San Francisco's defense, and Chase Young in particular on that one early Detroit touchdown. But Detroit's Achilles heel last year was the defense, and it still is this season. They might have gotten better on that side, but the injuries have created a real regression that has made them worse. And, we're looking at this for an evaluation purpose, and the fact that the 49ers are so beleaguered up front, maybe that's counteracted a bit by the fact that Detroit's very beleaguered on the defensive side of the ball. So I do expect Brock Purdy and Jared Goff to both lead their offenses to score significant points in this game. And then after that, it's only going to be a game against Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals in the week after that. As soon as the regular season is done, Brock Purdy is going to be eligible to sign a new contract. As I speak, the Ravens have scored again. This is turning into an embarrassment for the Texans. It's 30-2, about to be 31-2. That might be scoregami. I don't think we've ever seen a score like that in NFL history. 31-2? You kidding me? Anyway, my inbound plane just landed, so I'm going to have to head over to the gate. But my final thought here is that Brock Purdy is going to be eligible for his new contract as soon as the regular season ends, following that early January game at Arizona. The 49ers have made up their minds on Brock Purdy, as they should have. He's shown a very good performance floor this year. He's, again, 10th in QBR. He's in the top 10. And, of course, he's already shown an astronomical performance ceiling with his MVP finalist candidacy in 2023 and the #1 finish in QBR. Purdy played well at Miami. Anybody trying to tell you that he didn't, quite frankly, just doesn't know what they're watching or has an agenda. So the 49ers are going to get to continue to develop Purdy moving forward, but they've already decided that he is their future. And at 24 years old, the fact that we're talking about this with Brock Purdy, I think that's the most remarkable thing at all. When you zoom out at the 49ers' big long-term plans and you look at the individual components of them, the biggest one is Brock Purdy, and they're going to have to make sure they fortify the rest of the team around him this offseason. Tough year for the 49ers, unquestionably, but sometimes you just have to own that and move on, and that's what the 49ers are trying to do, because the NFL is not a kind league on a year-in, year-out basis. Adversity is going to hit. Sometimes you have to take one on the chin, move forward to the next season, where the 49ers still project to have a good roster. But there is retooling that needs to happen. Anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody. Thanks for watching. Glad that I got to give you guys a peek into the celebrations over here. I hope yours were well worth it as well. And we will talk to you back on the West Coast.